let's talk about altcoin season and where the market is possibly ready to go. My last video, I don't believe I've posted it on here on Facebook, but we'll just do a quick review of this and Bitcoin. Um, why I believe Bitcoin has hit its target and made its hit the top. It doesn't mean that the market is over, and it doesn't mean that Bitcoin is not able to go up and hit its target once again. The target is right here at the 0.618, and it went up here conventionally and hit it. It's I'm trying to do this quick because this isn't really what I wanted to talk about, but just so we know where we're at in the market. So this target here, the 618, let me get on a different chart here. I got a better one. Right here, the 618, the golden mean, golden ratio is the target at which Bitcoin has historically hit every bull market. So this move here, the previous bull trend projected out where Bitcoin would go on the next bull market uptrend. There's a 618 there. This bull market here projected out where the next top would be. There's a 618 right here, and we went up above it. Next one up to 69, hit it, and then stalled right at it, and currently we've hit it again. So it looks to me that Bitcoin has done exactly what it's always done, and it's hit its target. And you can see that the candle, the environment where we're at, it's pulled back, and we've hit it. So the next thing that I want to talk about is in this current bull market, what normally happens after Bitcoin hits its top. Well, because there's no more money to be made on Bitcoin, and it's clear as day that the selling activity is triggered at the 618, the money has to go somewhere. The show normally is not over right now. We usually have a altcoin season. And the one chart that I'd like to go over is it's called the Bitcoin dominance chart. This one here shows when the activity is going to Bitcoin, it's usually, this chart is going up. And it can normally, I believe that, this thing can go up as well when Bitcoin is selling off also. But nonetheless, I don't think that's where we're at. I think what we're going to see is money coming out of Bitcoin slowly, and it's going to be directly going into altcoins. And at current, you can see that we was in an uptrend right in the 21 weekly moving average. We fell below this here. It came back up for a retest, and we're getting a little sideways movement. And also this fib extension projected out that the Bitcoin dominance would go to the 618, the golden ratio. And it's clear as day that is exactly what it did before it pulled back. So we know we're in the area, and this is the beginning of altcoin season. It isn't the direct bottom of altcoins, but you might have got a second chance to buy back lower. So if we look at Doge, for an example, we can see when Bitcoin was running up, or when Doge ran up here, this is when Bitcoin went up to 108 and hit the target. It got Doge up above. This is an inverse head and shoulders, broke out above the neckline, came back for a retest, and now we're getting a bounce. This is textbook charting, chart pattern analysis. It's doing this, and this is exactly what it's always done. So at current, we're getting a retest, and it's wanting to come up now. This is the weekly. Let's zoom in, go into the on the hourly, and we can find more patterns that are bullish patterns. This pattern right here is called an Adam and Eve pattern. It's a double bottom, but nonetheless, this is Adam, this is Eve. The neckline for this is, let's call it right here. And the targets for this can be done different ways to see where this goes. Obviously, it's trying to get up here to the neckline, and here's the 200 MA on the hourly. We're above the 21. We bounced off the 21 white moving average. It's bullish. They're going to send it up here. So the first target is clear as day. It's going to be 30, 34, 35 cents. You know, sometimes it blows. Sometimes we can get a rejection right here. It depends how bullish and how much they want to keep Bitcoin under control. Because if Bitcoin has a massive sell-off, it will drag this down. It'll drag the whole market down. But I don't believe that's where we're at. Bitcoin's going to normally should just kind of sell off little by little, and money is going to flow into these altcoins. If Bitcoin hits a bottom and goes up for a few hours, these things will just run. They'll be exploding out. So this target here could be found by just, this right here. Extend it out to the top of the, set it on top of the neckline up here, which would make sense because right here, we're right back to the top. So these patterns are all set up to get us right back up here. Not only that, we can find the targets by just pulling a fib extension. We'll go from the bottom to the top to the bottom. Let's see. Let me make all those the same color so that we can see more clearly. Let's go white. Okay, there's a 618 at 36 cents. Gets it up into this area, support and resistance area. There's the 1618. It gets us right back up here to the top that it previously made. So this is the altcoins. Most altcoin charts are going to look like this. They all got this pattern. They're all set up to go up higher. So depending on what Bitcoin does, look what it's doing. It has an ugly, if you want to call this an invert or Adam and Eve, it's not really. They kind of it's just a slow sell off. And now we're coming back up. And you see this big green candle here. Here's the support. Now it turned into resistance, most likely. I wouldn't be surprised if we toy around with this resistance, get a little shaky in here, and Bitcoin could pop right back up in here and go right back to the 618, retest it, which would be good for altcoins. It'd get them going. We look at Ethereum. Let's see. Ethereum is still not. I don't know what is up with Ethereum. It's the largest altcoin. It's not Bitcoin, so it's an altcoin. Alternative coin to Bitcoin. So here's an Adam and Eve. It's come down. It broke out above, come down for a retest. The larger chart on Ethereum. We need Ethereum to do well, but it's really been lagging Bitcoin in a big way. It hasn't even met its previous high of the last bull market. But nonetheless, you can see the trading range, the 236 to 382. This brings it back up into the old high. We've been bouncing inside here. Once this thing gets out of, breaks out above the old high, here's your targets. We can be looking for 6,500 and just a hair over 10,000. If we want to get more, we can get more exact, but nonetheless, these are the targets. Don't be surprised to see Ethereum have weekly closings around these numbers here. just like Bitcoin did. Look at that. There's weekly closings at the 618. You see, this candle here closed at 105,100, not too far off. And then with the next week, which was last week, opened there, had a big bearish engulfing candle. Now we're coming up for the retest. We can go back and look at previous cycles when Bitcoin got up to the 618 back here, and you can see what we did. We just chopped around and hung out up here, sold off. Dogecoin's last push from 8 cents to 75 cents happened in these 2 weeks right here. These two green candles. This was after Bitcoin hit its target, coming back up to retest. This is, if you were holding Bitcoin, this is where you got out of Bitcoin. You should have got out over here, got into altcoins, and rode this up on the dead cat bounce is what it's called. That's too much. That's going to take too much to go back. So Doge ran right here, and then Bitcoin finally sold off. This right here, this down move here sold everything off. Then we stalled out, and it looked like the market was done, but they pushed Bitcoin up one more time. And this area right here was really when altcoins did their massive move. So it's possible we get something like that. We just have to wait and see. So what we're going to be looking at is on these altcoins, using Doge as an example. Good Lord. I'm painting the page up, and where the hell, there it is, all scrunched together. If they can keep Bitcoin under control, Doge most likely will be breaking out into new high territory. So there's two fibs here. It looks like it's respecting the blue fib a little better than the green. But nonetheless, here's the targets in blue, or use either one. Bitcoin respects both these. So we can use all these as targets if you want. How high does Doge go? That's anyone's guess. Here's the 1618, just right under $4. Depends how bullish the market is. So don't be surprised in a short period of time. When I say short period of time, it could be a couple weeks, it could be a month. But I believe that the pattern that I'm seeing on the reversal here on all the altcoins is that's probably your last ditch chance. Maybe you'll get another chance to buy lower. I wouldn't be holding your breath, because just by looking at everything that's happening here. So if you're a buyer, it's definitely worth it to be putting a little risk into the market at this moment. I never suggest putting everything into the market, because you never know when a sell-off happens. And if we're truly in a bull market, the sell-off is actually a buying opportunity, because you're still in an uptrend. So what I would like to see is altcoins get some momentum going, get back up to the old highs, and break out above their old highs. Once you get above the old high, Doge here was at 74 cents. The next target is $1.25. It wouldn't surprise me for Doge to shoot out past these to $1.25, all the way to $1.54, come back down to 58 cents. That would be typical. That would get people bullish. You know, they don't want to miss out on Doge. And then it goes and hits its target, pulls back, and we wash, rinse, repeat exactly what we did here. Broke out above, sell off. So that's why I say right now is the time to be risk on and be expecting to make new highs, but also be expecting to have 54% drawdowns, because that's exactly what Doge has historically done. That's what all the altcoins do. It's rare in a bull market on altcoins to not see 50% drawdowns. So that's why it's imperative to either be buying way down here and just wait, set through all this, or at least be buying the sell off. Because if you're waiting for this thing to truly get bullish, and then the whole media and whatever social influencer that you follow to start telling you it's bullish now, you're probably late. You've done missed it. You're going to buy, it's going to make you a little money, and it's going to drag you down real hard and just really chop you up, and you're going to be very disappointed until it finally reverses. So we can look at a lot of different coins here, you know, SHIB. I hold just a little bit of SHIB, but as you can see here, we've got an inverse head and shoulders again, which is right here. It broke out above this, came back down for a retest, and it's wanting to go back up. So this is normally what it does. I mean, that's his generic, simple, quick, easy way to just look at a chart to know what the possibility of something happening is. And that looks textbook to me. This came back down, hit the 200 on the daily, bounced off of it. We're right back to this fib. You know, here's the next one right up here. So for SHIB, at this moment, getting up to this target, there's 137%. That green line, I'm not certain. Okay, let's see, green line. I don't know. Maybe I bought it there at one time. I bought it at the green and the. It's funny, price. It always comes back to where you buy. Even if you think that you bought the lowest, you'll be surprised to find that price will show back up exactly where you bought. That's how choppy this stuff is. Nonetheless, these are the targets for SHIB that I believe are the targets. So there's 137% from where we're at. Next target up, there's 386 to 618, 900. And now you got to remember, I mean, 900% is a lot. But if you're a buyer down here and you're still holding, you know, you're looking at 3,300%. You're making some money. You just multiply, if you're in a 1,000%, just multiply your investment times 10. Let's see, Solana. Solana looks like a massive cup and handle. It's come back down to retest in this area. I guess they're using that right there. It's kind of choppy, so it's not much of a pattern really, other than the fact it's respecting this fib. It's just chopping in between the 0.5 and the 618. 618 was the old high, which it did. Went up there, probably broke out just a little bit above it and sold off. So now we're coming back up. I think I've already got this measured out. So the target for that, I mean, here they are. The 786 is at 617, and then the 100% extension here is at $2,000. We're at just under 200. You know, this thing it's come down, chop around here a little bit, up here, get out above in there, hit here. These are the targets. I don't think Solana's going to $9,000 based on that it was at $8, but it's possible. But I wouldn't be holding out for a move like that. I would say these numbers here, 617, 2,000 does seem like a long stretch, but Ethereum has done very similar things in its beginning days. So I remember when Ethereum was well under $100, $20, $30. I believe it went up to 1,300 and then sold off down to 80. It went from 80 to well, that was this run. Oh, good grief, I hate the painter. I mean, look at this. There's the COVID dip. There was the bear market bottom. You're under $100, and it went to just shy of 5,000. Once it got above its old high right here, it went from 1,400 to 4,000. So, bottom to top, there's 5,200%. We can compare that to Solana. What does 5,200% look like from bottom to top? You know, 5,200 puts it right here. That's not even a target. So Solana might be providing quite a bit of a better return if you bought down in here 2 years ago. Long wait, but it definitely would have been worth it. I mean, people that bought Solana down here on this move here and held and knew that were waiting for the bull market to start. That was the end of the bull market. That was 1 year. They're up $1,400 right now. I don't think Solana's where, if you're buying now, Solana's probably not the coin to be holding to make life changing money. You need to be in. There's a lot of other choices out there that can provide a far better return. It might be a rougher ride, but in the end, if everything goes well, you will make more money. So we can look at Bitcoin here one more time before I sign off and see what we're doing here. So here on the daily, the 21 daily moving average, looking at white, we're coming back up. We're coming back up to retest in this area. So it looks like if this is actually going to go up, we should see Bitcoin back at $100,000, somewhere in that area. We'd have to zoom in here just a little bit more to get a more accurate reading, and that's just based off of these patterns here. So, the hourly does work. I wouldn't be using the hourly if you're trading on a yearly scale. So these things can fall apart, but it appears just based on this pattern, the yellow there, or the 1618 extension based on this pattern, lands it right back at the 618 based off of the yearly fib extension. So it's very likely, just by looking at these two green candles right here, this breakout, it looks like they are planning to bring Bitcoin's price right back up here to 104,000. I think that number there is 104,798. So it's likely we're going right back up there to the 618 target, both of them, and they both line up. So looks like we might have a nice little altcoin season, get everything up and get people back in the money or into more money, either way. Anyways, thanks for watching. Get another video out to you here soon.